Greetings, YouTube. My state sadly has a Republican governor. I live in New Hampshire. And like, I think all, maybe just many of the Republican governors, they're pulling out of the extended unemployment benefits before they actually were going to run out from the federal schedule. And the reason they're doing this is simple. They want to exploit workers and shove them back into starvation wages because they've realized that if people can be on unemployment and be making $7.50 an hour, which is what they're making the equivalent of on the current unemployment they have or had at the time of this video going live, they can get them forced back into jobs that pay them that much or even less, because in my state at the moment, minimum wage is the actual federal minimum wage, which is $7.25 an hour. So my governor is trying to shove people back into starvation wage jobs because that is what the Republicans who have bribed him want him to do. So you have to really make sure you understand that there are Republican businessmen that have bribed the government to take benefits away from people, citizens, voters, humans, and shove them back, force them back into exploitation, being exploited, working for starvation wages, so that the Republican business people can then get more money, because they obviously are getting more value out of an employee than they are for what they're paying. Remember, if unemployment had kept track with productivity, with the value that the person is bringing to the job, it would be $23 an hour. And that terrifies their business people out there, that they would actually have to pay their employees what they are delivering to their jobs. So they just bribe the government, and the government just fucks the employees, just fucks the citizens over and over and over again. And my governor is no different. Ethically and morally bankrupt to the core, as are all the Democrats that help support these assholes. The Democrats that don't support getting rid of the filibuster. The Democrats that don't support Black Lives Matter. The Democrats that don't support intersectional feminism. The Democrats that are desperately trying to be Republicans in every way, shape, or form, except the name, because they want to endorse the same policies. They just don't want the taint. That's it. They don't want the taint of being called a Republican. They just want to have everything else but that name. The establishment Democrats are fucking horrible. As I said, they're just as ethically and morally bankrupt as the Republicans. I might even go so far as to say worse. Why? Because they're willing to hide behind that name while still endorsing the same policies. There's no reason that we couldn't have gotten rid of the filibuster. We couldn't have. We have a majority right now. We could get so many. We could make marijuana legal. We could decriminalize drugs. We could defund the police. We could have universal health care. We could start cutting the military budget. We could do so many things that would help America. Infrastructure, internet, bridges, roads, dikes, dams, renewable power. We could do so much for America. Except there are Democrats that desperately want to be Republicans and help them take benefits away from people who are currently making $7.50 an hour on those benefits. So they force them back into starvation wage jobs so they can be abused and exploited and kept in generational poverty, just so some Republican business people can stay rich and keep bribing the government.